youth, the participation of young people, because this is a nation where we're approaching half the population is under the age of 30. That's a huge opportunity for the transformation if we invest in them, if we believe in their potential, if we demonstrate that they are worthy and that they are assets. One of the challenges is that societies often look at young people through a lens of deficit, through a lens of problem, as opposed to seeing them as assets and opportunities. And at Ford Foundation, we see young people as assets, as the future. The challenge is, how do we invest in them? How do we leverage the public sector, the private sector, civil society to ensure that they are strong and can contribute in the future?
I like that part about young people and what you want to do with them. But before I come to my question, let me go to our colleague in Abuja, Mark. She's got a question as well. Mark, go ahead.
Well, Mr. Walker, you're welcome to Nigeria. Just wondering, in all of this, talk about donor fatigue and sometimes the fact that the problems don't seem to go away. In some instances, they do tend to increase. How do agencies, organizations like yours, philanthropic organizations like yours, prioritize the areas where they concentrate on? Do you ever get overwhelmed?
Well, thank you, Mape. I will say that it is true that sometimes donors get fatigued, but a donor who believes in a country can never give up. And we have seen progress in West Africa. We have seen progress in Nigeria. Although on any given day you may feel anguished or dejected about something, it's important to put things in historical context and to see the progress that this country has made. So I am actually energized by what is happening in Nigeria today. Every time I come to this country, I leave more hopeful. And while on any given day, as I say, we may feel concerned, we may feel overwhelmed, the problems of this country are solvable. They are not intractable. The question is, can we mobilize the leadership, the resources, to strategically invest so that we can move this nation forward? That's our remit here, our pledge to the people of Nigeria.
Can you give us any specifics in terms of some of the examples that give you hope?
Well, I'm happy to talk about some of the things I have seen here recently. I have visited on this most recent trip a group of people working on technology, for example, a program at AfriNali, which is doing amazing technology work, empowering young people, using the media to tell stories, to bring narratives forward of hope and opportunity in this country. There are many examples such as that. I visited yesterday with His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, and we reviewed a very exciting plan for a new museum, which will be transformational, which will put forward the story, the history of this great nation. Projects like that are ambitious, are inspiring, motivating. And so I see projects like that. I meet people at a summit we co-hosted with the Africa Capital Alliance yesterday. We had a ballroom in a hotel filled with investors interested in impact investing, looking for opportunities to invest in double bottom line projects and enterprises. So this country is abundant with enterprising, smart people and investment opportunity. So again, I am very bullish on Nigeria. We at the Ford Foundation believe in this country's future.
What do you think about donations when we get donations from donor agencies, basically? And is geared towards the northeast because of the ravaging insurgency that we have in our hands over there. But you hear there's so much monies that are, should I say, donated to that cause. But the governors in those states complain that that money's never got there. Is there a structure the money goes through before getting to them, or does it go to financing of the whole chain of the process from where it is originating from?
Well, the core issue here is one of transparency. And it's why we need to have civil society organizations that are demanding donor organizations and government be transparent, that they be held to account to the public for expenditures of donor money, of the resources of the public purse. And so while I can't comment on any specific matter in the Northeast, what I can say is anywhere in the world where there is a strong democracy, you've got civil society organizations and the media working together, asking questions, interrogating public officials, demanding answers, wanting accountings to be publicly made available. And that is what we support here in this country. And I believe that ultimately it's that kind of organizational infrastructure that is going to be essential to help move the country forward and to address some of the issues you raise.
Looking at Nigeria, we desire to be painted or to be seen and act as a giant on this continent. And people want to see things like how you would support an industrious young man or woman who wants to get to that level where they will be recognized along the lines of having a Nobel Prize, for instance. How do they go about that?
Well, you are a giant on this continent. Let's be clear. The fact is, Nigeria is the largest economy on this continent. And therefore, you are a leader, and the world is watching what is happening in Nigeria. I think one of the essential ingredients to investing in human capital will be the investment of indigenous philanthropy in Nigeria. While everyone knows of Henry Ford and John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie, you have a new group emerging, people like Mr. Dangote, who are taking a role through their own philanthropic work to improve this society. Part of